So after Shelley and I finished up at Point Reyes Lighthouse, we headed back to California 1 and down the coast to the Point Reyes National Seashore. The Point Reyes National Seashore encompasses about 71,000 acres. It was established in 1962. It also has several hundred happy cows. Yes, happy cows come from California. This is not sponsored by the California Dairy Council, by the way, in any shape, manner, or form. It's the fact that the Point Reyes area, after the gold rush, became settled by a large number of dairy farms, oddly enough, and several of the ranches are still out there, so you will see several happy cows on your way out to the lighthouse. The trip out to Point Reyes Lighthouse is about 42 miles round trip. Make sure you have plenty of fuel, water, and food with you. There are no services when you get to the lighthouse. There's a parking area, there are bathrooms available, and there's a payphone on the way to the lighthouse. There's no food, drink, or gas station out there, and cell service is spotty at best. Once you get to the parking area, it's a short walk, about a half mile one way, to the lighthouse, and there's several steps. If the winds are above 40 miles an hour sustained, they will close the gate down to the lighthouse for your own safety. The day we were there, we were experiencing gusts of upwards of 55 miles an hour, and it was great fun trying to hold the tripod down and get this image, which is my favorite of the trip, the Point Reyes Lighthouse. After Shelley and I were done photographing the lighthouse and battling the high winds on the observation platform, we started our half-mile trek back to the parking area. Along the way, we saw the typical Point Reyes seashore shot. This one, my first composition, isn't my favorite, so I'm actually going to throw in two, even though I've only got a behind-the-scenes shot for the first one. The second one that you'll see is my favorite, and it has more of the seashore in it and a little bit of wildflowers in the foreground too. After Shelley and I were done photographing the seashore from the cliff face, it was time to head back to where we were staying because the sun was setting fast. But the next morning, we got up and headed back into Point Reyes National Seashore to photograph the Cypress Tunnel. The first composition at the Cypress Tunnel was not your traditional composition. I found this really cool cypress tree that was twisted and just really cool. So I figured I was gonna add this to my twisted series. So here's my twisted cypress tree at Point Reyes National Seashore. So for my second composition at the Cypress Tunnel, I did a little off to one side. I didn't want to just get the standard straight down the middle tunnel shot that you see all over the place. So I got close to one of the cypress trees, kind of used that as a framing element so that I had a line back to the house in the distance. This one I call Cypress Tunnel from the side. For my final composition in the Point Reyes National Seashore, I did the traditional straight down the middle of the Cypress Tunnel. Thanks for tuning in as we journeyed down the Pacific coast and visited Point Reyes National Seashore. Next time we will be in San Francisco, our final destination. It's going to be sad, I know. If you haven't yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. Also, ding the bell if you want notifications of future episodes. And if you like the video, give me that thumbs up. We'll see you next time in San Francisco.